everybody. Now I haven't been visiting the national parks very much lately. I've been mostly at home, and so I've been spending a lot of time with the vegetables and spices and herbs in my kitchen and thinking about how they remind me of the plants in the national parks. First of all, remember that plants generally have an above ground part here where the plant makes its food using sunlight, water, and air, and a below ground part, the roots, where the plant connects to the soil to get water and mineral nutrients. Almost all plants have these parts, but plants have a lot of other different things they need to do, and so they have a lot of other structures that they build to meet those needs. Let me tell you how this ginger rhizome reminds me of Everglades National Park. Now, a lot of plants that have green bendy stems like grasses have rhizomes, and the rhizome is a special underground storage stem. It's a bit like a basement where you could put things that you don't need right now but you might need later. A lot of the plants that we eat are some kind of underground storage stem, like garlic and onions and sweet potatoes. And the advantage of having this kind of underground storage stem is that if something bad happens to the leaves and the shoots, then the plant can regrow new stems and new leaves, like the sweet potato that's been sitting in my kitchen for a long time. See how it's growing new stems and leaves? Now, the reason that the ginger rhizome reminds me of the Everglades is that the Everglades are full of sawgrass. Sawgrass is what gives the park its nickname, the Sea of Grass. And the sawgrass has rhizomes, which is good because if the sawgrass gets eaten by hungry snails, or if the stems get broken by strong winds, or burned up by fire, the underground sawgrass rhizomes can grow new stems. Smells good. Now, cinnamon is actually bark. It's actually curls of bark cut off from the cinnamon tree. And bark serves as a kind of armor to protect the soft parts of the stem. It protects the stem from cold temperatures and from insects that might want to eat the stem. Botanists or plant scientists love bark because you can look at the texture and the color and the shapes on bark and tell what kind of tree you're looking at. When I smell my cinnamon here in my kitchen, it reminds me of the beautiful giant sequoias in Kings Canyon and Sequoia National Parks, because those sequoias are huge and they have also really, really thick bark. It can be like 18 inches thick. It's so thick that it can help protect the sequoia trees against fire. I have some flowers that we eat. I have broccoli, which is a kind of flower, and then I have some flowers from my garden, rather than from my fridge, dandelions, which actually are an edible plant. Now, flowers are very important to plants because it helps them start the process of making new plants, but they're also really important to pollinators, like bees, because they feed them. They give them nectar and pollen that they eat. The dandelion actually is a relative newcomer to North America. The dandelion was brought to North America by Spanish and English immigrants who use it as food and medicine. And in the national parks, it can disrupt the native plants that grow there. So I think of dandelions as a bit like someone interrupting a soccer game. So your soccer game is your native plants who are all working together or working apart, but playing by the same set of rules and playing the same game. And then the dandelion or invasive plant runs out onto the field and interrupts the game. So in parks like Denali National Park in Alaska, Rangers and visiting student interns work hard to remove dandelions so that native plants can grow and prosper. Well, everybody, thanks for joining me through this trip through my kitchen. Remember that when you eat, you're connected to the farmers and the plants and animals and the water and the soil, even in the places that you've never been where your food comes from. Thanks, everybody.